I was meditating, and an answer came to me, and it told me it's not your chapter anymore. Like, it's not your storyline anymore. And, I love to talk about, my past and my trauma and like overcoming my past and the things I've been through, because it gives people perspective to know that if I can go through all this stuff and still be myself, still have my heart open, still have a pure heart, not let the trauma and abuse get to me like anyone can. And, my story was very rough. I haven't even got into the depths of it. I've only touched on, the surface level stuff. But, I noticed that sometimes I re-record. I have a lot of videos I haven't posted, and I watch them, and I'm just like, that's not me anymore. Even if it's from me last week or me 2 weeks ago or me last month, I feel like every single day I am becoming a better version of myself. So it's like, if I post that video, I feel like I would be living in Ido, being an Ido that I'm not today. Like, the information in the videos are valid. It was valid to who I was then. But when I rewatch them, I'm just like, that's not my storyline anymore. That's not my reality anymore. And it comes to the point where we have to realize that we had to go through the darkness to find the light. But it's like, now you're in the light. Now you know that you're the light. It's like, I'm not going to keep replaying that darkness back in my mind. Yeah, the darkness traumatized me. And yeah, the darkness did make me who I am today. But I'm done replaying that. I'm done reliving in the darkness. I'm done living in the darkness when literally I'm not in it anymore. Is life perfect? No, life is not perfect. But it's so much better than what it was before. And I'm tired of telling myself that I'm this victim and that I've been abused, which I have, and I have been a victim. But it comes to the point where we need to stop living in that victim mentality. Because when I look back, I was not in control of my life. I was under 18 when I was getting abused a lot. And even when I was over 18, I was on meds. And I want to get into meds and how they can really disconnect you from yourself. They can make you lose your fire. They could disconnect you from your relationship with God, from your higher self. So I was on meds maybe until end of last year. So I felt like I'm just now myself. So it's like I had no control of myself since last year, end of last year. And it's just like, when I'm 25 right now, so 25 years of abuse and trauma and neglect, that could get to you. That's all I know. All I know is abuse and trauma and neglect. But I'm not living that today. Is my life perfect? No. I have a lot of battles I'm still dealing with. But I'm in control of my story, and I'm in control of my life. And I'm done telling myself that I'm being abused or taken advantage of or manipulated. I can see right through it. Like, I'm at the point where I am woke enough, I'm wise enough, my third eye is open to the point where I can see through anyone. Even if people feel like they're one-upping me or feeling like they're, like having ulterior motive, I can sense it. And it's just like, it's the point where no one can tell me anything. Not that I'm not open to knowing, but no one can tell me anything about myself, because I know who I am. I know the person that I am, to go through all this darkness and still be who I am today. But it comes to the point where I can't keep telling this sad story and living in it. It's one thing to talk about it because it's my past. If I could share my past and help people, share my experience, share how I got through the trauma, how I healed or currently still healing, how I didn't let that get to me. Like, there's people who message me on Instagram saying, "You're so strong. How are you so strong?" Sometimes, there's a lot of times where I wanted to end it all. A lot of days I wanted to, By the grace of God, I'm here. But I'm telling you, there's many times I didn't want to be here. But I felt so disconnected from my higher self and my spirit guides. But they were still there guiding me, even though I didn't feel them, even though I felt like I had no control. They were still there, They didn't allow me to end it, And it's just like, it goes to the part where I'm going to talk about my past and I'm going to talk about my pain and my trauma, but we can't let our trauma define us. We're so caught up in this story, this victim narrative. And, I see it in everyone, like people, this one guy I used to talk to, like a couple, like last year or whatever, and he would always tell me, "Oh, I don't treat girls this or spoil girls this, that, and third because I've been taken advantage of in the past." And it's just like, well, I'm not like that. And if you knew me, if you knew my character, you knew I would not be using you. But that's just an excuse. Like, people love to live in excuses and say, well, I act this way because of what I've been through in the past. No, because you're still a slave to your trauma. You're still a slave to your abuse because you're telling the same story. It's like, why are you letting your trauma win? Why are you letting your pain win? You know what I mean? Like, I always say healing's a process. It's a journey. It's not a destination. Every single day, you're supposed to be bettering yourself. You're supposed to be looking inside, analyzing your life, analyzing what you can do better, growing every single day, taking those steps every single day. And it's like, if you're not doing that, if you're just in this victim mentality and this scarcity mindset, you're never going to grow. I think it's okay to use your pain and your trauma as fuel to show you the hurdles that you had to overcome to be here today. Use your trauma and your pain as fuel. I always say your trauma can either be your kryptonite or it can be your superpower. Like, use it as your superpower. Use it to motivate you. Use it to never settle for less. Use it to achieve everything you want to achieve. I don't settle for less anymore. Not with friends, not with relationships, nothing. Because I know how it feels to be at rock bottom. I've been through too much in my life to now finally feel free and then allow toxic people in my life, allow people who are not like me, who don't think the same as me, who can't love the same way as me in my life. No way. I have the choice. It's my life. I can choose who comes in it and who leaves it. Because it's my life, and people have given their power away. And even if you're out of that abusive situation or that traumatic situation, you're still giving that situation your power by keep reliving it and living in that moment even when you're out of it. I'm still in an environment that I don't want to be at. I'm still not fully on my own yet, but I am taking matters into my own hands. I'm going after the things I want. I started an aura reading business. Like, if you want to get your aura read by me, I guess I'll put the link in my bio and on my Instagram. But I've been getting booked at vendors and reading people's auras and really telling people about themselves and letting people heal. Like, I'll see the color, and the color you have is aligned with your chakra. So if someone has like a blue aura around them, I will be like, because they're strong in communication, but sometimes it could be blocked. So if it's like blue and then has green, sometimes they feel, but they can't always put their words, their feelings into words, or vice versa. It really depends on the person and their energy. So, side note, if you want me to read your aura, if you want to heal and discover yourself even more and discover your traumas and how the chakras and how your aura affects you, hit me up, email me, shoot me a message. And, my prices are very flexible. Like, I know people are here. People aren't rich out here. So honestly, whatever you're willing to, work with, just hit me up and I'm willing to work with you. But that's just a side note because I didn't have anyone help me heal. I didn't have anyone go out of their way to help me. Not really. I had to do every single thing by myself. Every single thing. If it's not from God, who was it from? Me. So it's just like, I know how it feels to be alone in this abuse, alone healing. I know how it feels. So it's just like, if I could help you by sharing my trauma, my pain, my stories, my services, I'm going to do it because I wish there was someone who was like that for me. If I could go through all this stuff, bruh, by myself, bruh, being abused by family, friends, lovers, and I'm still alive here today, and it was severe. I'm telling you, days where I did not want to be on this earth. So many days. So, it's not a sob story about me. I'm just trying to give more background on the topic. So I'm saying stop living in that story. Stop living in that sad story, that victim mentality. You had to go through that chapter to get to the next one. It's so funny. The universe has such a funny humor. And I was meditating and I asked the universe, I was like, why did I have to go through all the things I went through, the abuse, the neglect? Why? And you know what the universe told me? It said for the plot. It said for the plot. Child, I was like, oh, you're funny. I said, you're funny. But I get it. For the plot, because I wouldn't be who I am today if I didn't go through those experiences. And it's sad to say, but you wouldn't be who you are today if you didn't go through what you went through. Our pain taught us. Our pain taught us. Our pain made us who we are today. And and it's hard to accept. And you know, I said you have to heal it. You have to heal and get to the point where you're okay. You're okay looking back. You're okay knowing that that's not where you are anymore. You know, if I can go through that, I can go through anything. If I can overcome all that BS, I can overcome anything. You know, always divinely protected, always. I always say no man can curse what God has made. And, you know, you have to understand that, like I said, you had to go through that darkness to get to the light, to find out that you were that light, you know? So keep thugging it out, keep hanging in there. You know, if you want to talk to me, you know, I'll leave my link there. You know, if prices are too high, let me know. Like, I could work anything out with you, because it's the fact that I've been through it. And I step back and I see the bigger picture of life. I see the bigger picture of my life and how I had to go through all those things, the abusive relationships, the neglect, all that stuff to be who I am today. So, you know, I'm not perfect and I don't know everything, but I know a lot of things. And I've experienced a lot of things spiritually, you know, emotionally, mentally, physically. So I know. So like I said, if you need help, like reach out to me, email me, hit me on Instagram, on my website, whatever, like, because I'm there for you to support you. I'm here. I'm bearing my heart online, you know, trying to help anyone. You know, I might not get thousands and millions, you know, of views, but it's just like, I always say, God, like, let the right eyes see me. You know, the right eyes, you know, sent by you, let them see me. You know, the right people will be drawn to my videos. The right people that needed to touch them will see it. And, you know, that's my audience. So I do it for you guys. I just try to help as much as I can. You know, you guys stay strong. And like I said, understand healing's a process. And give yourself so much grace. Give yourself so much grace. You all take care.